yesterday, January 17th. We mid-July. Vinny, you already started. Welcome to Real Talk with Tanya White. If you hear my voice, you know I'm Tanya White. And today is part 3 of our 3-part series that we kicked off in January. Conversations for men, by men, about men's issues. Last week we talked about men and their dreams. The first week we talked about, and I forgot y'all because I'm 52. But we I didn't forget that quick. Oh, black male education. We had your brothers on here, BD, the Kappas, Dr. Isaac, Dr. Randy Whetstone, and Jerron Jones. That was amazing. How did I forget that? But today we talking about real talk about men who are handling their business the right way. Right, W-R-I-T-E. That means they're authors up in here. We got 3 black male authors. I bet y'all didn't know that black men wrote books besides Steve Harvey, did they? We got black men in Louisville who write books, and we got in studio guests today, B.D. Johnson, the legendary Kappa in Louisville.
Oh, wow.
And plus, he made the right decision because he's married to a devastating Delta Sigma Theta soror past president Tina Johnson with her beautiful smile and her beautiful spirit. And she was the president when ID 53 crossed. Hello, B.D. Johnson.
How you doing?
I'm fine. Look, how you doing? He got his radio voice. He's trying to get a show. He needs a show. He really does. We'll talk about it.
Stop.
B.D., how you doing?
I'm doing fabulous.
You done snuck up here and become an author.
Look at that.
Look at Jesus.
Look at that.
How was the journey? We're going to talk about it more, but how was the journey?
Therapeutic.
Say it again.
Therapeutic.
Writing is therapeutic.
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about his motivational cookbook. You know, the cook has the K because he's a what? You a what?
Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Then we have, David, I think this is your 3rd time on here, ain't it?
Yep.
He's about to be my co-host on some days. Author David Hammond, author of the book The Power That Changed Me, and S&T publishing author. Woo woo. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
You're going to really talk about the writing process today. We know that everybody out there, they better have your book by now.
If they don't have it, they better order today. Today. You come up here before the show is over, and he probably got something in his truck, don't you? Always on hand.
Always on hand, because he's handling his business the right way. You're not only an author, but you own what?
Own Hammond's painting, residential and commercial painting.
Residential and commercial. If y'all got some painting needs, listen, he is the man. We're going to talk more about that. Let me get to my announcement. We have a 3rd call-in guest around 9:30. Author Chuck Collins with his debut book. Let me get it together. Level Up No Matter What, Chuck. He's a graduate of Butler. Grew up on 22nd in Algonquin. Now he lives in Atlanta, but he has written a book and he's going to talk about it today. He's going to call in. So tell all your friends, if you're on my Facebook Live, hello. Look, y'all, I done leveled up because now y'all can see me. Thanks to Broderick Purvis. He said he was tired of seeing my elbow. So now I got to put on makeup and stuff. But y'all see us, so share the broadcast. Click share right now. Let me get to my announcements. Then we're going to talk to these wonderful authors. Happy Founders Day on Sunday to the ladies of Kappa Alpha. Kappa Alpha, Lord have mercy. I'm 52, y'all. That's because I only can think of Delta Sigma Theta, right? The ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, their Founders Day was J15, and also the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta, J16. I think that's around it for all the Founders Day in January, right? Look, it was back to back. So I hope y'all had a great Founders Day. And also, congratulations to the honorary members of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. Erica Campbell, gospel sensation Erica Campbell. They got Patty LaBelle. I saw that. I said, there go.
I saw that.
Patty LaBelle, and I forgot the 2 others because I'm 52, y'all. But I think the Sisters of the Divine Nine need to have a Divine Nine ladies concert. Now, Alpha Kappa Alpha got Yolanda Adams, Patty LaBelle, Erica Campbell. We got Letticy and K. Michelle. Zeta's got Selena Johnson. And then Sigma Gamma Rho just got Fantasia. Wouldn't that be a good tour?
Oh, wait.
That would be a good tour. Vinny, hook it up. Mark Good, hook it up. And I can be the host because I'm a Delta. But Legacy is coming April 1st with Kim and Music Soul Child. You better get your tickets. Also, serious note, Real Talk with Tanya White is sending our heartfelt condolences to the family of Katrina Hill. Katrina Hill passed away on Friday, January 13th. She was just on our show December 20th. She called in about her new cookbook that she had released in November called Katrina's Kitchen. And so we're praying for her family, especially her children, my soror and Sans, Corinza Townsend, and her brother Kenneth. Katrina's services are on this Friday, January 20th at First Baptist J-Town. Visitation is from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then the funeral starts at 12 noon. Katrina, you are truly an angel on earth. Now you're an angel of heaven. We continue to pray for you, and your legacy of delicious food and just an infectious spirit lives on. All right, today is Tuesday, so you know it's Tanya Tuesday. So today you give me a 9 with Real Talk with Tanya White, and then you get me on the Go Get It with Tanya White podcast on envisionedbroadcasting.com. Today, of course, we got S&T Publishing author Chuck Collins. And the topic is Go Level Up No Matter What. Chuck is going to have an in-depth conversation about his book, why he wrote it, and give us some tips of how you can level up in life, business, and everything that surrounds you. Also, if you need a book on grief, my latest book, The Prayers of the Righteous and Grieving Availeth Much, is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, everywhere books are sold online. It is a quick read, a great read on how you can balance your spiritual faith and human feelings during death and other loss. Some people think you have to be so spiritual, but Jesus was human and spiritual. And I break that down when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane and how he said, look, if it be thy will, Lord, take this from me. But nevertheless, so he was both spiritual and human. So get that book and help a sister out. I'm trying to level up no matter what, right? Trying to level up no matter what. Also, if it's your goal this year to write a book, David, aren't you a testament about S&T Publishing? What we can do? Yes. We do it with excellence, don't we? Excellence, yeah. Excellence, and we pull the best out of you. That's right. Even though you may be presenting the best, we dig deeper. Yeah. Right. And cause it's not about selling book to friends and family. You selling it to the people who don't know you. Yeah. It may land in Oprah's hands. It may land in Soledad O'Brien's hand. You'll never know, and it has to be of excellence because when they open it, they're gonna see what they see. So S&T Publishing, Tanya White, CEO and owner. Get with me. Y'all know where I am every Tuesday at 9:00. Y'all can get me. Be there, answer the call, won't you? But if you want to call me direct, call me at 502-836-9760. But I promise you, and I'm giving you a heartfelt warning. Don't call me if you ain't ready. Because I do know what I'm doing, don't I, David? I've been doing this since 2005. And I love reading books, and I love publishing books of quality and excellence. Now, Conversations Part 3, men who handle their business the right way. David, you handling your business the right way? The right way. When did your book come out?
It came out the beginning of last year.
Last year? Yeah. 2022.
2022, yep.
Man, it seems like 2-3 years. Because you've been on that hustle.
I've been hustling, getting it out there.
Getting it. Listen, David know how to sell a book. He be at these vendor things, and people be flocking to the table. They don't come thinking they're going to buy a book, but they leave with what?
They leave with a book.
A book. Right. He going to tell us, he going to break off them secrets. And BD, you are the photographer, the Kappa of Louisville. Now you done wrote a book.
Yeah.
Let's start with you.
Yes, okay.
Okay, give us your background, because I just know you as a photographer, but I know you had a life way before we met. But give us a little background.
I've had a career in managing people.
Okay.
Right. My whole career, and I recently had retired from UPS.
Okay.
So that I can full-time my business, which I run LG TV Productions. Mm-hmm. E. Johnson Photography.
Yes. You want to look beautiful, you better get with them.
LG TV Channel, which is an online TV channel that's been around even before Facebook.
Oh, my goodness.
That's really how long I've been doing this.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
Wow.
In fact, I had a platform to set up like Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
We had about 7,000 members.
Wow.
And then when Facebook came, boom. They left.
But you were the original.
Look out now.
The original. Because you're what? Member of who?
Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity.
Listen right here. Listen right here. So UPS, you manage people. You started your own business. You do it with excellence. He has done some videography for one of my
conferences.
Yes, I was gonna say because I'm 52 and I forgot, but I knew you was there.
I got you.
And did it with quality. And it seems like you love capturing visual moments. Where did you develop that love from?
You know, it's a gift because I tell people all the time I'm an artist first.
Yes.
So when I literally started out drawing.
Okay.
You know,
a man of many talents.
And then one day I picked up a camera.
Okay.
So for years, even when I moved to Louisville, I'm not a original from Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
We came in '82.
Okay.
I immediately went to the churches and became the church photographer for probably every preacher you know.
Everyone, because back then, honey, we didn't think about having no, what they call it now? Media ministry. Is that what they call it in church?
Thank you.
I'm a heathen because I don't go to church right now. But media ministry, so you the original. See, he's the original in everything.
Well,
BD.
You know what? So I say this. The Lord gave me that gift.
Mm-hmm.
And what surprises me, not about the Lord, because he has his plans for you.
Yes.
I never thought I would do the book route this way. Okay? Because I'm also an old school DJ.
A DJ too.
That's how I made my way through college. So
of course.
Every fraternity, sorority, you name it, I did it. But what you do as a DJ, you learn to read that people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then they say...
Because you got to move the crowd, don't you?
Every time. So they say when I'm working, if you will, I'm almost in a zone.
Yes.
And the Lord blessed me with a gift to see things that people normally don't. So I always tell people that's why I don't talk about really other photographers or videographers, because people are attracted to your lens.
Yes. Say that again.
I will. People are attracted to your lens.
To your lens. Guess, please speak up.
Preacher,
okay, BDJ. Jessica say, speak up.
Pimp and a Listen, when you learn to move people, you can do that, right?
You can do that.
So after I left UPS, I had time, and I'm a good old country boy. I love to cook.
So you got a motivational cookbook.
So I started cooking, and it really started as a challenge.
Okay. Yes.
30-day vegetarian challenge. Because my my youngest is a strict vegan.
Okay.
She's been on us for years.
Okay. Big ups to the daughter.
I'm like, Daddy loves me. Daddy. Can't do it. You know, but I took the challenge and started posting pictures, because I'm a visual person, of the meals, and people just kept hitting me up. Recipe. Okay. And so finally, 2022 was a good year. The Lord said you can have December off.
Okay.
I took December off.
Took it off.
Just went in.
And you wrote your book in a month.
In a month.
Y'all heard that? It can be done. This is your first book, right?
First book.
All right, so we gotta do some logistics. Vinny just didn't put up a sign. Where did you park? I hope y'all parked in a business space, right?
I parked in a bit. I didn't.
He just wants to know. Vinny, you messing up the real talk.
I can give you my keys.
Real talk will tell you why we had to take care of some logistics.
Yes.
But because they will tell you. So you have a very diverse background.
My sign's on the G.
And started as a DJ. You love to cook. Now you have a cookbook.
This is what's interesting, because I've managed people my whole career.
Mm-hmm.
And every team I've had, and I've always had large teams, 100, 200, 300 teams, and I would manage them. And I always taught them the 3 C's.
Okay,
I
3
thought
C's.
that would be my first book.
The 3 C's. Speak it up, D, so we can hear these Communication.
Commitment. And consistency.
Oh, say it again.
Which important. It's always important to get it in order.
Yes.
And the most important C for anything is consistency.
Consistency. That's how you wrote a book in 30 days.
I thought that would be my first one.
Well, you know what?
Here's the second one.
Okay.
Maybe we do need to talk.
Y'all know I love publishing books.
Everybody knows me, knows my catchphrase is, what does your brand say?
See? What does your brand say?
Because your brand is you.
David, didn't I say that to you?
Yep, you said it. Yep.
Listen, David, you are handling the business the right way, and your business is painting. But I mean, listening to D, you have similar creative backgrounds, right?
Absolutely.
So tell us your even though it's your third time, and David's gonna be over here probably 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 more times.
That's right.
Tell us your background.
Well, my background, these days we learn a lot about our men, caught up in the street lifestyle, the drugs, the guns, and violence. At one point in time, I was one of those men caught up in that lifestyle. Started a little bit before high school, selling drugs and things like that.
So you're a salesman, basically.
Yep.
That's what you was doing.
Yeah. But then by the time I graduated high school, I was a pretty smart young man, but just the decisions I was making, by the time I graduated, I already had my mind made up that I wanted to go straight to the streets and sell drugs to make my money. So a year later, I ended up getting caught with drugs and guns, going to prison for it. And I got out, went back to the same thing, went back to prison again, got out. But just over time, my life, I just started throwing my life away. Wasn't valuing my life, and just pretty much headed for the grave or penitentiary for the rest of my life. So one night, I had an encounter with God at home in my bedroom. I heard him speak clearly, and he said, follow God's will.
Yep.
And after that night, my life was transformed. My behavior was different. My thoughts and my mentality changed. My life was completely transformed.
Because it was what?
It was the power that changed
the
me.
Power that changed you. So, David, what was that thing that said, okay, I've changed my life. I'm a totally new man. Now I got to write it down and people got to know about it. People don't even know. What was that? How did you be obedient to that? Because we know that God tells us to do things.
Yeah.
But there's a gap between God telling us and then us actually doing it. But you actually did it.
Yeah. Well, I'm so laid back and personal.
Yes, he is.
And I usually keep a lot to myself. But, I wasn't ashamed what God did in my life, but I was keeping it to myself. It was personal, but it was profound what happened. And then it got to a point where God was like, you can't keep this to yourself no longer. And but I didn't really understand exactly what he was meaning by it. But, I was at work. I was on the assembly line. Then out of nowhere, he started downloading memories and different thoughts in my spirit.
Absolutely.
And so I was like, you better write it down. And coincidentally, I had a notebook with me that day at work. It wasn't coincidence. It was all part of how God divined it. Yep. So I ran to my notebook, started writing everything down. And then later on, he would give me more to write down. And then I'm like, what is this for? And then eventually later on, he was like, this is for a book. You got to put this in order. I'm like, oh, okay. Now I see. But I never, pictured me, writing a book about it. I encountered God. I was living a completely different lifestyle. And I just thought that was it, But God had other plans for it.
Yeah.
But you have a background in graphic design. People don't know you wrote songs and all that. So when they say all things really do work together, because when you write a book and you start, and I tell people, look, don't come to me thinking you're gonna sell 100,000 of copies, because that's just rare. What a book does is, like you said, God downloads. Whenever God downloads something in your spirit and says, I need you to share it, it's not for you. It's for somebody probably pick up his book 3 years from now and is in the same position as you. And it's going to transform their life. And you probably never meet them. But because of your obedience that you wrote it down and wrote it in a book, that is where the blessing and we talk about God expanding your territory happens. And so when you become an author, it is just like a business. And I tell people, clients that come to me, I'm like, look, you got to think what it says, Stephen Covey, begin with the end in mind. Don't just think about, I'm going to write this book, have a cute little book release and be on. No, that's not, don't come to me. I'm telling you right now, don't come to S&T if that's all you want. Because I begin with the end in mind, and I'm thinking bigger because I know the power of a book. I still got people from my book I wrote in 2008 saying I just got it. I'm like, okay.
Awesome.
But it's because of the obedience, and we never know where people are because we walk in different paths. Right. And so when y'all was both writing, it took you a month, D, and I'm still a month. Y'all can do it in a month. I've written a book, and this is after I was a seasoned author, in 2 weeks, but I've written a book in a month. And it's because when you, those 3 C's again, D? What are they? Communication.
Commitment. Most important C.
Consistency.
In that order.
In that order. Communication, commitment, consistency.
Can I speak on his
Yes, go ahead.
Real quick?
Yes.
Because when you are obedient,
yes, sir.
Because my whole career they've called me the farmer. Now, I'll go into corporate meetings. What do you do? Okay, I farm.
Mm-hmm.
And they give me that puzzled look, but I would plant seeds.
Yes.
Daily. And that's why the people would follow me.
Yep.
And do what I needed them to do, right?
Yes.
So when we're obedient to the Spirit like that and putting our product or His product out,
yep,
all you're doing is planting seeds. And it's not for us to know when it blossoms, but He'll let us know.
He will let us know. Right. So I want to get to quickly before Chuck calls in the actual discipline of sitting down, because like you said, we got stigmas about black men, and I was in the school system. Let me tell you something. Being an educator and getting boys to write, I'm talking about even type, is a job. But I had to tell them, my students, it's just like talking. And so sometimes you have to talk it out, record it, do whatever you do to write it down. How did you all get in that place and say, okay, I'm going to be disciplined and do what I am supposed to do? Let's start with David. Because you wrote some very vulnerable about your life. Yeah. So how did you get in without, because when you write, you go back to some moments. Yeah. You got to process. Sometimes you got to say, Lord, why? Right. So talk about that.
But there was moments I had to be vulnerable. And it's like when I was writing it, I remember some advice you gave me. You was like, just write it down, get it out of your mind, get it off your heart, just write it. And I remember that, and I was writing. Then I remember I started writing stuff that I didn't even want to write down, And then I would, and it's like, in a way, it kind of blinded me in a way, because I wrote it, and I forgot about it. But then when I got the book published and all that, and I went back and read it, I'm like, hold on, I don't remember putting this in there.
Yes.
I was like, hold on, God, I don't want this in there.
God, I don't want it in.
Like, what, you going to go ahead and republish the whole book again? I was like, no.
Yeah.
But, then like... Brother Benny mentioned earlier, it was therapeutic for me too. When I was writing, there was times where I was, laughing. There's times where I was crying. It was times where I was, shaking my head in disappointment.
Yes.
But it's times where I was, proud too, and was glad that I was, that God snatched me out and I was obedient to Him in those times. Yeah. Just thankful I was able to write about it.
So it can be done. Yeah. When God tells you to do something, it can be done. BD. Tell us, you took a month off, and I'm just gonna keep saying that, because it goes back to your 3 C's: communication, commitment, consistency.
Oh, you got it.
Listen, you said 3 C's.
Receive that.
I receive it.
Yeah.
You gotta get it, because I'm 52 and I gotta remember. So, for the month of December, you took time to write this book. But we was talking before, and it's more than just a cookbook. Can you just go in there for the quickly?
I'm so glad you said that, especially to all the men. Since
yes.
We're talking about men out there. They say cookbook. Oh, I don't cook.
Yeah. I don't need no cookbook.
Blah, 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 blah. Right? I want you all to know this is what the motivational part is.
Yes.
There's a story of, there's a near-death experience and survival. It's a true love story.
A true love story.
There's spirituality throughout the book, and the visuals will make you want to actually try to cook and do something. So the tagline with it is much more than a cookbook. And shout out to my queen.
That's right.
Miss Tina Johnson.
Soror.
She was the editor, because she teaches at U of L right now. And she's like, let me check this.
That's right.
So as I watched her go page by page, she kept getting emotional. I was like, what's going on? And then when I read, because I asked her to write a chapter. When I read her chapter, I literally broke down.
Wow.
Because, you never know.
Yeah.
But, I still get emotional. But all that's in the book.
And that's the motivational part. The sharing.
And so she said, you know, man, this is so much more than the cookbook. And that's where I got that. That's where I got that because you received that from your soulmate, right? And so I encourage people because if it don't motivate you, I mean, you're like spiritually dead. You know.
If it don't, and I love what this is like a family business. Anybody who knows the Johnsons know when we see y'all out, y'all, it is, when you said true love story, y'all truly love each other. It's like y'all teenagers. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Do they ever get sick of each other? How long y'all been married? Just say it.
So we've been together for 42 years.
Yes.
We've been married 40, and it's another story, but when I met my wife, I was DJing at a Valentine's Day party. She was with a Q.
And you listen, you heard that? She was with a bruh. And you said, oh, yo, no. And now it is 42 years later. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all, I mean, true love. Y'all see now, I just saw them Sunday and I was like, Lord, they're so cute. But listen, Benny says we have a caller. I hope it's Arthur Chuck Collins. Hello, welcome to Real Talk with Tanya White.
What's up?
What's up? Benny, can you get a little volume on that so I can hear Chuck? There you go.
What's going on, people? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Chuck. I know him as Chuck, but I'm going to call you by your government name first. Charles Collins.
Not the government.
Hello, brother. Look, I've known this young man, he's still young, since what? Y'all was 12 or something in middle school. Him and my brother are best friends. And so when I say I'm elated that this is the debut release of Level Up No Matter What, I'm just like, oh, I got another brother who's an author. Chuck, where you calling from?
You know, I'm down here in Atlanta.
Atlanta. Your wife is on my Facebook Live and said, that's my babe. That's right. So, Chuck, welcome to Real Talk with Tanya White. Tell us what your book, Level Up No Matter What, is about.
Level Up No Matter What. I'm so grateful and honored to be on the show to talk about a project that, you know, I wasn't really like knowing that I was going to get out. And so, you know, when I talked to you a little bit ago on our interview, we talked about how I tried to write a book, but I couldn't do it for a while. Until my book, my ideas, my process, it needed more time. It needed more seasoning is the word that I use.
Yes.
But Level Up No Matter What is about the 7 keys that help transform my life. So with these keys help take me from a rough spot in my life to the prosperous life that I'm having now.
Yes.
And so, yeah, it's me speaking to so many people, any age, any group, any person, about the implementation of the keys that can just hold you and take you to a better life.
Yes, and so Chuck, to all that, because you were born and raised in the Ville, tell them where you grew up at.
I represent 22nd and Algonquin Parkway.
West End. There is something great, and people think, okay, now, especially now, a lot of going on, but he reps the West End, and please tell us where you graduated from.
I graduated from the University of Louisville.
L's up. You was raised the right way. Listen, you was raised
the right way, right?
The right way. And you know, we from Louisville. We always got to represent our high school. Where'd you graduate from high school?
I went to Suda E. Butler.
Suda E. Butler. Butler. The Bears. So, and I lost my train of thought. I had a good question, Chuck. Hold on. Oh, no. Okay, so I got it. I'm 52, but it comes back. This book started as a speech, right?
Started as a speech.
Who told you gonna write a book?
You did. So the story is, my family, we have this scholarship foundation.
Yes.
And with a foundation, we have a banquet, and the banquet we choose a speaker. Well, that particular year, it was me.
Yes.
It was my turn.
It was sure.
And so, like, always nerve-wracking when you try to speak in front of people who've known you for forever.
Yeah.
Because they might not be able to recognize the transformation in where you're standing.
Yes.
But when I wrote the speech, I had a vision that people were going to embrace it and that like people were going to see me in a new light.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell a story. So I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, and then I migrated to Atlanta after I graduated from the University of Louisville.
Yes.
And in my journey here, I had so many ups and so many downs and in between. And by the time that I gave this speech, I had been down here for, let's say, 13, 14, 15 years. I'm not sure what the exact number was.
Mm-hmm.
But I just told them, like, everything that I had been through. And, you know, I did it in my own way, which is, you know, throw jokes in there and make it comical. But it was so dynamic.
It was so dynamic.
And I feel like when I gave that speech, I was walking in my purpose, and you guys were. It was great because you guys were able to witness me operating in my gift, right?
Yes.
A gift that I didn't know that I had until that very moment.
Mm.
And so, like, you were in the crowd. I even got you fired up. You was like, "Where's the book?
Where is the book?"
Yeah.
Chuck, what year was that?
I'm hard-headed.
What year was that, though?
In the intro, I tried to write a book. I tried to listen to you. I tried to, put it in the paper. But I could not. I was not. It was just not working for me. Like,
It wasn't time. Like you said, you had to live and get the seasoning.
Right.
Your wife said, look, I love your wife because she's your manager. And she said it moved the room.
She's the boss.
That's right. She's the boss. She said it moved the room. It did move the room to the point. I think Justin and JoJo were there. And, you know, Justin, she just loves it. She gives everybody comments. She's like, Uncle Chuck did so good.
Yeah, and so, like, you know, I hold my brother's opinions in high regard. And my brother's being your brother Joe,
Mm-hmm.
my other brother Nigel. And when I caught them by surprise,
Yes.
I knew I had something.
Yeah. Yes. Because y'all think it's thieves, and y'all tell the truth.
Hey, Joe, I want to be a motivational speaker one day. You know, Joe, your brother's like, yeah, okay, bro, all right. Yeah. But after that speech, he was like, I see it. Bro,
Yep.
You have arrived, I see it.
Yeah. I saw it too. I think it was my first time attending. And it's just divine. It was just divine. And the actual title was the 7 Keys. I don't think it's taking your life to new heights, but it's success print or something. 7 keys to something. And
Chuck 7 keys.
yeah, Chuck 7 keys. That's what it was. And that's why I said, Chuck, where's the book? And but when you talk about being in your purpose and seeing that, just like our in studio guest, when God gave it to you, David, to write The Power That Changed Me.
Yeah.
BD said, and he took a month off and said, I had to write this book. When it's in you, it is in you, and it will come out. And so now that it's out today. Hallelujah. Debut day, release day. And what is the meaning of today, Chuck? Share that. Why is it so important that you release that today?
Oh, okay, you trying to get a brother emotional?
Yes, because
you go there.
You know.
I'll be sentimental a little bit, but as the rain falls down here in Atlanta, I only see the sun because this book, January 17th, is the anniversary of when my mom passed away.
Last year, yes. Last year, exactly.
So, exactly 1 year. So this book is a very special dedication, and it always keeps me connected to her because, like, she was that person who, you know, before my boss, my wife, came around, you know, I had another boss.
That's right, Miss Cynthia.
Like, you know, stay on me and be like, you got so much in you. You just need to tap into it. You got so much in you. You need to tap into it. And so it's like full circle. It's like the rain is dropping because blessings are about to fall upon me. Come
on, Chuck. They are. Now, look, let's say, because the time is running out. And y'all can hear Chuck today on the Go Get It with Tanya White podcast at 12 noon. And it's more in-depth, longer interview. Chuck, when you say this book is for men, women, and children, it is written that way. That I'm talking to all my principals, all my FRCs out there who are listening or who will listen, y'all better put this in your budget to buy and bring him to speak at your events, your K-Pep rallies, whatever, student rallies, because it is written in such a way that anybody, any age, any gender can grasp it. Did you do that intentionally?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I'm like everybody else. I'm no different from anybody else.
Yes.
Like I said, I grew up on 22nd and Algonquin. I just sat on the porch and just watched the world zoom up and down 22nd Street.
That's right. Did you say that's my car? Did you play that's my car?
Right. Always with a vision, always with something else, but humble beginnings, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So when I wrote the book, I wanted to speak to the people that I see every day, that I saw every day growing up, and so that's what we got with Level Up, no matter what.
Okay, we're not gonna give all the 7 keys. Give one important key that you want to leave our audience with, because the one important key, because there's 7 keys that take your life to new heights, and y'all better get it.
All right, so since they're gonna listen to your other show, let's talk about what we talked about the other day.
Okay.
It's like 5 friends that motivate you.
Yes.
Like I said earlier, I got a great group of guys that surround me and always encourage me and always want me to level up, so to speak, right?
Yep.
They always want me to tap into the gifts that I have, and they always pour into me.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're around these type of people, you find yourself doing more things.
Absolutely.
Taking more challenges, exposing yourself to things that you're not used to, and getting out there and just trying to get to another level.
Yeah.
Like, I got a great group of guys. I always say this, from youth ministers to accountants to rap music to gospel music.
That's
like,
right.
We real over here. Right?
Y'all level up for real.
And my friends, man, they you got to get around. Like, this is the key. You got to get around people who are doing things.
Yes.
A lot of times, in Louisville in particular, you get around people you comfortable with, and you stay with those same people.
Yes.
You never leave those people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta break out of that cycle. You gotta get around people who are movers and shakers, who are doers and not sayers. And that's what you gotta do. That right there, if you associate yourself with people like that all the time,
yeah,
you'll be on a level right there with them, or even a level higher. Like, my friends are authors. My friends have great careers. My friends are earn huge sums of money for a living, you know? And so when you're around those type of people daily, you are forced to get into that same cycle, or that same circle. And that, one of them keys right there, that key in particular, will change your life.
Change your life and help you level up no matter what. Chuck, you have been amazing. Give our audience movers and shakers. Your sister's online too, CC, S&T publishing author. Give us your contact information so they can book you and pay you that $5,000 minimum that we talked about.
Yeah. Hey, real talk.
Real
talk. My goal is to be, and I will become one of the best motivational speakers out here.
Yes.
So listen to Tanya when she's saying, "Get me now." So, yesterday's price is not today's price.
Come on now, come on.
So y'all need to get me now while I'm on the come up, because my goal is to be dynamic on these stages. I'm talking about the biggest and best stages around the world. So please follow me.
That's
Facebook, Chuck Collins. Instagram, Chuck Collins Brand. Website, ChuckCollinsBrand.com. Please follow me. Please tap into what I'm doing. I want to change the world one speech at a time. And this book is step 1. Let's go.
Let's go. Level up. L's up. Chuck, you have been amazing. Big ups to the boss woman. Kenyatta Collins, we need you on Real Talk, girl. All right, Chuck, you have a great day in Atlanta, and thank you so much for calling in. Much success on Level Up no matter what, and the many books to come after that. You know I talked about it.
I received it.
All right, then. Love you. Bye-bye.
All right. Peace.
Bye-bye. All right, Chuck said some great things, and let's tap into what he says, surrounding yourself with the people. I know y'all surround yourself with, I mean, you're married to a Delta, so
Yes.
you're around the best.
Yes.
So how important is that to surround yourself, especially when you're doing something that you've never done before, like write a book? How important has that been to you all's life?
It's very important. And I'm the type who always want to learn. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm a pretty coachable person.
You very are.
So
because you laid back.
I'm so laid back, and I observe,
mm-hmm.
and I listen. I listen more than I talk most of the time. But I mean, it's not too hard for me to grasp onto that. But I think it's very important to surround ourselves with people especially who's done something that we haven't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm inspired by everything that Chuck was saying.
Yeah.
Level
up no matter what.
Inspired me. So, yeah.
BD.
For me, like I said, my career has been people. So what I thank the Lord for is that I'm able to flow with anybody, whether it be ministering on the street, whether it be in the corporate boardroom. And you do that by always being inquisitive.
Yes. Ask questions.
And reading.
The Motivational KooKBooK.
Right.
The Power That Changed Me.
And then you have to love people.
Yes. How important is that to just actually love people? Now, I know we may not like people all the time, but the basic emotion of love, godly love.
Yes.
How important was that, especially when you're writing? How important is that? Because you're writing for people you don't know, or writing about situations, people who are close to you that may that played a part in the evolution and why you're writing about. How important is that, the love factor? Let's talk about it, because Valentine's Day is coming up. Everybody want that superficial love. Because they want some chocolate and some a massage gift card, you know?
Oh, my goodness.
Vinny, y'all can get real talk.
Oh, my goodness.
How important is that?
I'm going to... I'm going to tell you this. What this has done for me, I'm waking that artist in me, because what we do is perform. So most creative people, I'll tell you, they're really introverts.
Yes, they
know how to do what they do, but they like being by themselves.
Leave me alone,
right?
When I'm at home, I'm at home.
But that artist part of me has been awakened. And I'll probably post it today, but you speaking of Valentine's Day, I created the whole experience. I'm in that creative mood.
Yes.
I created some black love cards.
Okay.
You said love. That's just confirmation for me, right? And they're unique, original, one of a kind. Here's the beauty of it. It doesn't matter if the man or the woman gives it.
See?
You give it, you personalize it, and then you frame it.
And then you frame it.
And then you create the memory.
Create the memory. David, now you wrote some stuff in here.
Yeah.
But you had to write it from a place of love.
Yeah.
Love for God, love for yourself, and love for people, to know that there's a power that can change you like none other. How did you tap into a deeper level of that with yourself?
Well, I had to be vulnerable. I definitely had to surrender. I had to surrender to the Holy Spirit and allow Him to work through me. I mean, because like I mentioned earlier, it was things that I didn't want to talk about.
Yeah, you say, Lord, look, now. That's between me, you, and that situation.
But also, I believe it was part of my healing as well.
Yes.
And then, but I believe, God didn't just do it just for me. He done it, so someone else can be delivered as well. So I believe that's part of a love too,
Yes.
Because God, uses people to bless other people or deliver other people.
That agape love. Now, how has this, because you own a business, how has writing a book helped expand, enhance, or, connect your painting business? Because now you're an author.
Yeah.
So you go into these houses. Yeah. How do you bring this? Because this is a business too.
Right.
Everywhere I go, I tell people, everywhere I go, like you said, the brand is you.
The brand is you.
Even if you have a stellar marketing PR team, you still got to be your own cheerleader and promote yourself. How do you do that?
Well, usually, first I always, try to do quality work on a painting.
Quality work.
So therefore, it's like we're building a relationship right there. They're already attracted to me. They like my work. So then, sometime like throughout the process while I'm painting, or even after, I'd be like, well, I'm not only a painter, but I'm also an author. They be like,
boom. What?
That's it.
And then,
that's it. That's the end.
You in.
And then they're like, well, tell me about it. And then, I just go into, some of my background and just let them know how God changed me. Then they're like, okay, that's interesting. I'm like, well, They're like, well, I got a book out in the van right now. I'm like, oh, you do? And then they're like, well, I'm gonna buy one.
I'm gonna buy one.
And it just happens like that all the time. And
Now, and you going back to being committed, you got to commit to this being a business.
Yeah.
And so when I tell people all the time, don't tell people about it, and then you ain't got the inventory.
Right.
I got books in my car all day every
long.
day. And you got to know that this book, not only did I write it, but it's a blessing. It's going to be a blessing. Yeah. And it's not cocky. It is being obedient. Talking about spreading the word, the ministry getting out there, the message getting out there. Yeah. That's how the message expands. BD, now you have many businesses. I know.
I stay busy.
All your brothers, y'all probably have a big old Kappa thing where you're going to have a book signing and the Divine Nine. But how do you see this as being an extension of what you already do as a business owner?
Well, I went a different sort of route,
okay,
right? Because I've always been kind of like that little geek. That's that geek in me, right? And my daughter, who's in Atlanta, Miss Kenya, who's a Delta.
Who's a Delta? Ooh.
When she realized that I was doing it digitally, she just got screamed because she's into marketing. So
okay.
She's like, okay, you'll reach a lot of people because it's right there with you.
Absolutely.
So as far as the consistency part, which is the most important thing, and everybody knows me to be a person of excellence.
Yes.
That's my brand.
Yes.
It's been my brand.
Mm-hmm.
Ecclesiastes 9 and 10, which I live by.
Yes.
I do graphics and anything that's visual. So
see,
I leave people with one, a verse about the plans that he has for you.
Yes.
And then two,
boom,
scan it, good brother.
Because
I'm gonna get your book.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna get mine.
That's right.
They scan it, and then they have it with.
Look, both of them ready. They got their.
Then they have it with them.
That's right.
You know, and really it is. That's what a book is. All it is seed. You plant seeds.
You plant seeds.
I go back to what you said earlier because I love that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not for us.
It's not.
That's the beautiful thing
it's not.
about it.
I'm a reader. I love books, and I can still remember books that were very pivotal in my change. One was Rich Minds, Rich Rewards by Valerie Burton, who I was blessed to have as my coach for about 4 years.
Wow.
And that book, I can still see it, a yellow little book with her picture on it, and I was like, oh, Black girl on the book.
Yeah.
And then that was like in the late 90s, and I was still, because I read black authors, but I think that was the first time I saw a Black girl on a book, and I was like, oh yeah,
Isn't that beautiful?
It's beautiful. And then reading the book, and so it is, you don't know who's going to transform your life. So our time is winding now. I want you to leave, especially speak, because it's conversation. Speak to men out there who say, hey, been wanting maybe decades to write a book, but may not have that confidence. Or they're business owners, and we need some of y'all real estate people, y'all money people. Mm-hmm. We need some books out here, because you can only speak to people so much, and they can only remember so much. But if you have that book that they can reference to, that's why I'm a book pusher. Tell them what they need to do, just one thing, to realize their dream of maybe becoming an author and expanding their business. Let's start with you, BD.
Find a professional like S&T.
Come on now.
I'm going to stop right there.
Because we will get you out. No, for real. That's what Chuck said. Surround yourself with people who know and are doing what you're doing. Yes, we will. David, thank you for the plug.
But I was literally
especially talk to especially to the brothers who are incarcerated. They have no hope, but they will get out.
Yeah.
And even if they don't, they can get out and they can still write a book.
Yeah.
Called S&T.
Yeah. First, I would say definitely connect with some professionals who knows what they're doing,
mm-hmm.
like S&T Publishing. And I would say just believe that you're not too far gone. And there is, still a purpose and a plan that in your life that God, can do something with you. I'm a testimony. I was doing all that stuff in and out of the prisons and throwing my life away. People trying to kill me trying to kill people, and I pretty much didn't see. I didn't see this, coming. I didn't see this happening. I wasn't thinking about God. I wasn't thinking about none of this. But God, intervened, and He snatched me out of that lifestyle and turned it around. And I believe God can do the same thing. Like I said in my book, God did it for me, God would do it for you.
He would do it.
So it's something in you. You might not see it, but I would definitely encourage you to surrender to God, seek God, and He will show you the way.
And
He will, for real.
He will put godly people in your life, people who know what they're doing. Give us your contact information. This has been great, men handling business the right way. Thanks to all my Facebook friends. Look, Roger got me on this, so now I got to remember to turn here so y'all can see my cute face. David, give us your contact information, how we can stay connected with you.
Yes. I'm on Facebook at author David Hammond. You can email me at authordavidhammond@gmail.com. You can purchase the book. It's available on Amazon. Just type in The Power That Changed Me and the book will pop right up. It's available in paperback and it's available in Kindle format.
And it's got his picture on the cover.
Yes.
I love seeing black people on the cover.
It's awesome.
Awesome. Author David Hammond, he will be back. Yeah. Listen, he's a staple up in here. BD, the Motivational Cookbook.
Mr. D is what they call me.
Mr. D.
Mr. D Johnson. I own LGTV Productions. D Johnson Photography on all social media platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Email at deej@LGTV Productions. You can purchase. I'll be posting about the book from here on out. You can purchase the book. You can see a preview and purchase right then and there at www.art.by.by.Diaton, which is my middle name, which most people don't know that.
Okay.
That's art by DEATONNE.com.
There you go. Men who are handling their business the right way. Again, thanks to my Facebook family. This will be on our YouTube channel, Real Talk with Tanya White. I hope, listen, I'm learning, y'all. I'm trying to level up with the with the tech, y'all. Vinny, how do we do today? Vinny gave us a thumbs up. Listen, next week, no more conversations until probably March. But next week, we're going to have Donald E. Jenkins on. And then we'll have actress Braylee Evans. She's from the Family Business. She plays Sonia Duncan. And she also was from Ambition. She's going to talk about being an actress in Hollywood and her new show, Cold and Windy, her book, ABC's of I Am. And Donald's going to talk about his book, From Mess to Masterpiece. So tune in, listen, share this, and we will be here right here every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Kick us out, Benny.